Assalamu alaikum students. Now I'm recording this video to explain you the trigonometry concepts from paper 4. I will try to cover all the concepts which are related to trigonometry, but the trigonometric equations I have put in another section which is related to equations. So let's focus on how to use Pythagoras theorem, trigonometric ratios, sine rule, cosine rule, bearing, you know so these type of concepts you will see these in these 9 questions which I will explain it to you now, guys. When the triangle will be given to you, you need to see first what are the things required. So he is asking you to find BC side. So BC is opposite to 79. So BC is opposite. Now, do we know the two arms, this side and this side? The answer is yes, 13 and 8. And the included angle is 79, like the side angle side, which I was talking about the rules in congruency. No, but here we don't use congruency, but I'm trying to explain you the two sides and the included angle. When this situation happens, you can find opposite. The formula is to find opposite. You need to draw a big square root sign, and then under the square root you need to write the first side square, which is given, plus the second side squared. Always put minus, and then 2 times the first side again without square, 8, times the second side, 13, times cosine of the angle between them, it is 79. And now I'm gonna put it in the calculator. So 8 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 8 times 13 times cosine of 79. So it gives me answer 13.9. So 13.9 is BC to three significant figures. Now he says use the sine rule to find the angle ACB. ACB, this angle is required. At this stage, I will be using the sine rule. Since I want to find this angle, we have this pair, and we are going to use this pair. Opposite is already found by me in the previous part, that was 13.9. It's better use four significant, it is 13.90, so it's fine, 13.9. So sine rule says you want to find x angle. So sine x on the top divided by 13 equals sine of 79 over 13.9. So we will be using this concept to find the value of x, sending 13 to the other side, and then we will write shift sign shift sign 13 times sine of 79 over 13.9. We got 66.6. Now the applications of sine rule and cosine rules you have seen in this particular case. Now let's move on to the B part. In the B part, he talks about area of a triangle. In area of a triangle, we need to know the two sides and the included angle, and he provided us the area. So if he provided you the area in advanced, he will definitely try to connect trigonometry with algebra and ask you to develop the equation. So let's do. Area formula is half times the side, which is x plus 4, times the second side, which is 4x minus 5, multiplied sine of the angle between the two sides, which is 30 degrees. And he said area is equals to 70. Can we send this 2 to the other side and multiply it with 70? So I'm left with x plus 4, 4x minus 5, and sine 70 is half, and the 70 times 2. Again, this send this 2 to the other side and open these brackets. So 4x squared minus 5x plus 16x minus 20. This 2 goes there, so 70 times 4 is 280. Now 4x squared plus 16 minus 5 is 11x, and then 280 comes to the left, it becomes minus 300. This is the equation which we wanted to prove. Yes, we got it. Look, it is the same equation. Now, since it is a quadratic equation, there are many ways to solve the quadratic equation. Examiner can restrict you, or examiner can ask you just to solve. If he just asks you to solve, you can go and use the factorization technique from the calculator. You can get the two answers. But now he says that you need to give the answer to the two decimal places. It means we need to use quadratic formula. So complete working has to be shown. So A is equal to 4, B is equal to 11, and C is equal to minus 300. A quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a is 4. Now when I use the quadratic formula, I can get the answers directly from the calculator. Enter 4, enter 11, and enter minus 300. So I got 7.39, two decimal places, and I also got minus 10.14. If you want to show it to the examiner in the exam, if you want to show the examiner in the exam the third form, it is also possible, because my calculator was in a complex mode. That's why it was giving answers not in a third form but in a fraction form. However, you know that you can simplify this and write one more step and show it to the examiner that you didn't use calculator to get these two answers. Now the find the length DE. Let's go on. We want to find length DE. So x plus 4, I will ignore this negative value. So I will use 7.39. So 7.39 plus 4. 7.39 plus 4 gives us 11.39. And then 4x, 7.39 minus 5 will give me 24.56. I'm ready to use the cosine rule to put the sides. So I have 11.39 squared plus. No, he's not asking you df. Sorry, guys. He's just asking you to find dE. That's why I was wondering. He gave just one mark, and why I'm using the cosine rule again. So this is simple question. X plus 4. In the place of x, I put 7.39 plus 4, which gives me 11.39. Question number two. Now let's move to the question number two. In question number two, he said that the diagram shows the position of the three cities Geneva, Budapest, and Hamburg. So the three cities are basically represented on this map with the three letters. The plane flees from Geneva to Hamburg. Geneva to Hamburg. The time is given to us, and the distance is given to us, and he is asking average speed. Speed formula is already known to us. Distance divided by time, 864 over 2 hours and 20 minutes. We need to convert 2 hours 20 minutes into hours, which is quite simple. We can write 2 hours 20 minutes and press this one. It gives you 2.33 or 7 over 3. 7 over 3, and this is 864. Get the answer. 864 divided by 7. So we got 370.2. 370.2 or 370, we can write it as a three significant figures. Using the cosine rule to find the distance of Geneva to Budapest. So Geneva to Budapest, we used cosine rule. The two sides are given, angle is given. 864 plus 928 minus 2 times 864 times 928 times cosine of 67. We will write in the calculator. 864 squared plus 928 squared minus 2 times 864 times 928 times cosine of 67. Answer is 990 or 991, I can say that. 991 kilometers to the three significant figures. The bearing of B from H is 133. From H, this bearing is 133. So the bearing of Budapest from Hamburg is 133. I need to show it in the diagram like this. What is he asking you? He's asking you calculate the bearing of Hamburg from Budapest. So look, it is now back bearing. So B from H, H from B. Simple idea. 133 add 180 to get this bearing, plus 180, it gives us 313. So 313 is the bearing, this one. If you draw the north here, just to show you that this angle is how much? 313. No need to show it, but for confidence building or understanding the concept, it is better. Now, bearing of B from G, B from G, B from G. Okay, easy. 67. This Kenny is asking you B from G, is asking you this angle. What do we need to do? We need to find this angle first as 328. This is given to us. This angle we found the total angle was, let me try to get you this angle, guys. This angle, 180 minus 133, it gives you 47. So this is 47. Clear? Any other information given to us? He said the bearing of B from G. So B from G, this angle has to be found. Shall we use sine rule or cosine rule? The answer is yes. I don't think so. We would need this angle. I'm just raising it, guys. It is just confusing. So I want this angle. So this angle can be found easily by using the concept which is given here. You know, they are opposite angles. They're opposite, and 67 is also given to you. So I'm going to write sine x over 928. It should be the same as 67 over GB. Did we find this angle? Sine of 67. GB was 991. Let's try to get the angle x. Shift sine 28, 928 times sine 67, 991. I got my answer 59.4. 59.4. So this angle is 59.4. Now, if this angle is 59.4, boys, and we get this angle also, this angle can be found 180 minus 59.4 plus 67. It gives us 53.6. This angle is 3.6. And you all remember we found this angle 300, I think 13, which I erased it. Maybe we are going to use it. So 133 plus 180, it gives us 313. So 313 minus 53.6 gives you this angle, and that is 259.4. And this is the bearing of G from B. The bearing of G from B is 53.6. 313 minus 53.6. 259.4. The back bearing, if you want to find B from G minus 180, will give you 79.4. So my bearing is 079, which is this angle. I think now it looks reasonable to find this. I have another way, guys. Maybe if you feel not comfortable in this one, I'm erasing it. Why not? I can use this angle. Look, the bearing of G from H from G is the bearing of from H is, we need to add both angles, 133 plus 67, which is 200 degrees. I can easily find the bearing H from G. So 200 minus 59.4 gives us 140. Let me get this angle. This angle is 200. And now 200, once I get it, I need to get the back bearing. 200 minus 180 is 20 degrees. So this angle is 20 degrees. Now add them up together. 20 plus 59.4 is again 79 degrees. So any method you can choose to find the bearing of G from H. Next question, he said use the sine rule to find AB. So this pair is complete. We want to find AB. So AB over sine of 85 and 240 over sine of 50. So can I send sine 85 to the other side? AB is equals to 240 times sine of 85 over sine 50. 312 meters. We found it. Area is given to us 12,000, which ACD 12,000 meters squared is the area given to us. We want to find which angle? CAD, this angle. Okay. What is the area formula? Half times the two sides, which are given to me, 180 and 240. And this area is 12,000. Send the things to the other side. Shift sign 2 times 12,000 over 180 times 240. 33.75, and this is the angle which we wanted to show. We want to find BD, guys, in this case. BD. Okay. So BD we want to find. Just now we have found this angle. It came to us 33.75. Can we get this angle by using angle sum of a triangle? 180 minus 85 plus 50. This gives you 45. Add them together. 33.75 plus 45. It gives us 78.75. So this total angle is 78.75. We know the two sides. We can use the cosine rule. What are the two sides we have? 180 and 312. The cosine of 78.75. It has 5 marks. Square root 180 squared plus 312 squared minus 2 times 180 times 312 times cosine of 78.75 and bracket close. We get the answer 328.3 or 328. You can write it. The bearing of D from A is 030. The bearing of D of B from A we want to find. Let us check. D from A is 30. D from A. D from A. This angle is given by him. How much? 30. If this angle is 30 and I want to find the bearing of B from A, B from A, this angle we want to find. This is the bearing. So 30 plus 78.75. 30 plus 78.75. Add them together. 30 plus 78.75. It gives us 108 or 109 degrees. We will write it as. Now, A from B. So 180 plus 109, 289. Since the angle which I wrote it, that was not one decimal place. So let me check what is the one decimal place. 30 plus 78.75. It was 108.8. And 108.8 plus 180 will give us 288.8. But you know, guys, the bearing is a three-figure number, so don't write the decimals. Just write it as a whole number. Is it okay? As I told you, the bearing is a three-figure number, so don't write the decimal. So 289 is the bearing of A from B. Next, question number 4. The length of AC is x. Oh, so we want to construct an equation of this form. So how can we do that? Do we have any two sides given? The answer is yes. This side is given, but the opposite angle is not given. This side is given, and the opposite angle is 60 degrees. And the other two angles are not given. So can we use cosine rule? Obviously, we can use cosine rule, and I will use the two included, any the two sides and the included angle. I will use AB and AC. See, guys, how I'm going to use this. I will consider this is my opposite. So opposite is 12.5. Put a big square root. 8.5 squared plus x squared minus 2 times 8.5 times x times the cosine of 60 degrees. Send the square root to the side, so it is 12.5 squared, 8.5 squared plus x squared. Let me simplify it. 8.5 times 2 times sine of 60, and see what the answer comes. 8.5. So minus 8.5x. Can you simplify it? 0 is equal to x squared minus 8.5x plus 8.5 squared minus 12.5 squared. 8.5 squared minus 12.5 squared gives you minus 84. So 0 is equals to x squared minus 8.5x plus minus 84 minus 84. Still, it is not the same. We need to multiply the entire equation with 2 because here we have 2 and we want to make here 2. Once we multiply with 2, we will get 0 is equal to 2x squared minus 17x and minus 168, which matches with the equation. Now he said you need to solve it to two decimal places, so use quadratic formula. A is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 17, and c is equal to minus 168. Quadratic formula says minus minus 17 plus minus minus 17 squared minus 4ac over 2na. Now use the quadratic formula from the calculator. Enter 2, enter negative 17, enter negative 168. We got the first answer 14.35. Second answer minus 5.85. Since we need to write the answer to the two decimal places, so we got the answer. The sine rule to calculate the length CD, this length. So if we want to use the sine rule, just now we have found the value of x. Ignore this because this is negative. So we use 14.35. So this is 14.35. We have this pair and we want to find DC, CD or D. Yeah. So sine of, right, CD over sine of 46 and 14.35 over sine of 58. Send the sine 46 to the other side. So CD is equal to 14.35 into sine of 46 over sine of 58. 14.35 times sine of 46 over sine of 58, bracket close, and you get your answer 12.2. So 12.2. Now, area of a quadrilateral, you need to find the two areas. What is the answer? We got it 12.2. So area of this triangle is half times 12.2 times 14.35 into sine of 76. And the area of this triangle is, I will use half times 8.5 times 14.35 times sine of 60 degrees. Once I will get these two areas, we will add them up. Let me write both areas in the calculator and get the final answer. So I write half times 8.5 times 14.35, half times 8.5 times 14.35 times sine of 60, bracket close, plus half times 12.2 times 14.35 times sine of 76. So we got the final answer 137, and 138 is the answer. So we add the two areas. First area was ACD triangle, and then we added it into the ABC triangle. Both calculations are shown on the figure. Now we go to the question number 5. We want to find AC. So which information is provided? Can we find this angle? 180 minus 78. It gives you 102. Now I want to find AC. That is a square root 10.6 squared plus 6.4 squared minus 2 times now 2 times 10.6 times 6.4 times the cosine of 102. Let me use the calculator. A big square root 10.6 squared plus 6.4 squared minus 2 times 10.6 times 6.4 times cosine of 102, and then get your answer 13.5. So 13.5, we found it. After this, he said bx is to be calculated. Bx. So we have this pair complete. We need to get this angle first. 180 minus 58 plus 78, 44. So bx over, we use the sine rule, bx over sine of 44 is equals to 10.6 sine of 58. So px is equals to 10.6 times sine of 44 over sine of 58. 8.68. Area of triangle ABC. ABC. half. Did we find AB, guys? Or BX is 8.68. 8.68. Now, how can we find the area of triangle ABC? Do we have the two sides given to us? Unfortunately, the two sides are not provided to us. So, can we find any two angles? 58. I don't want to go with the longer technique. Did we find AC? Yes, we found AC 13.5. We found BX 8.68. The two sides are found, but unfortunately, the angle between them is not found. Hmm. Can we find the two areas and then we add them together? I think ABX triangle is not a big deal. Do we have AX side? AX is 10.6. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's better to find the two areas separately. And this one is half times 8.68 and 10.6. Sine of the angle between them is 78. And this triangle is, I will use half times 10.6 and 6.8, 6.4. And the angle between them is sine of 102. I tried to find a single formula, but unfortunately, no, I couldn't find it. Otherwise, I will have to find this angle by using the sine rule in one of the triangles. So it's better to split this triangle into two triangles and then try to find this area. So these two areas will be added together to get you the final answer. So let me try to calculate half times 8.68 times 10.6 times sine of 78, half times 10.6, 6.4 sine of 102. So we get the answer 78.2. 78.2. So we added the two areas. So area plus area, which triangle I took? ABX, and here a triangle ACX. Question number 6 is prism. We want to find the surface area. To find the surface area, we need to find the front face, which is the area of a cross section. This is the triangle, guys. Here we face a problem because we don't know the base. We need to use Pythagoras. So 20 squared minus 13 squared. Let me check what is this equals to. 20 squared minus 13 squared. It gives me 15.2. So 2.2. Area of a triangle, the front triangle, half times 15.2 times 13, half time base times height, times with 2 because I want to get the area of the back triangle. Now to find the area of the three rectangles which are along the length, I have told you, you just need to find the perimeter of the front face. The perimeter of the front face is 13 plus 20 plus 15.2, which is the perimeter of front. Now times it with the back length, this back length. So times with 24. You need to times with 24. It will give you the total surface area. Let's calculate it. 15.2 times 13 plus bracket open 13 plus 20 plus 15.2 bracket close times 24. It gives us 1354.4. 1354.4, or you can simply write 1350. Volume of a prism. Volume of prism is the cross sectional area. This is your cross sectional area times the back length. So cross sectional area is half times 15.2 times 3, which is a triangle, times with 24. Okay, so 0.5 times 15.2 times 13 times 24, it gives us 2371 or 2370. Angle AF. Angle AF. Yeah. The projection of AF on the plane is this, and this is a right angle triangle. Boys use Pythagoras. So 15.2 square plus 24 squared. Now I want to find this angle. So use tan. So tan of x. Opposite is what? 13 square root of 15.2 squared plus 24 squared. So x is equal to shift tan, this whole thing here. Gonna write in the calculator shift tan 13 over square root of 15.2 squared plus 24 squared. Bring the cursor out. Now get your answer 24.5 or 24.6 degrees. Question number 7. We have a pyramid, and the base of the pyramid is a rectangle. He told us the mass of the wood is 280 grams. We want to find density. First, I need to find the volume. For volume, I must have the height. The height is not given to me. No problem. You can use Pythagoras. As you know, this is 18, this is 90. So your ED will be 24 squared minus 18 squared, square root of 24 squared minus 18 squared will give me how much? 15.87. Okay, once you find it, now we can easily find the volume. The volume of the pyramid will be given by the examiner 1 over 3. What is the base area? The base area is 18 times 15, length into width. 18 times 15, because it is a rectangle. So this is the base area. Now what is the height? I have just calculated in front of you, which is 15.87. Let me highlight it. This is. Get your answer. 1 over 3 times 18 times 15 times 15.87, and we got our answers 1428.3 on 1430. 1430. The unit will be centimeter cubed. Now I found just volume now 1428.3. He want Density. The formula for the density is mass per unit volume. Mass was 800 grams, and volume was given in 1428.3 in centimeter cubed. So my unit will be gram over centimeter cubed. 800 800 over 1428.3. It gives us 0.56 is the density. But three significant figures, 0.560. Angle between BE and the pyramid, BE. Okay, guys. Draw the projection of BE, which is BD. I want to find this angle, boys. So BD is a Pythagoras, guys. So I can easily find this angle. Tan of x, opposite is 15.87 divided by the base, which is square root of 18 squared plus 15 squared, and x is equals to inverse tan of this. So shift tan 15.87 over square root of 18 squared plus 15 squared, 34.1. Now we have question number 8. Perimeter of the quadrilateral is required. Let me try to get AD by using trigonometric ratios. So AD will be what? This is basically opposite, and this is adjacent. Opposite is equal to hypotenuse is already given to me, so I'm gonna write here 14 times sine of 35, and this is 14 times cosine of 35. It can be calculated easily. Now this angle will be what? 180 minus bracket open 60 plus 45. I get 75. Now the opposite angles are given to me. I can find this side and this side by using the sine rule. So sine x over 45 sine 75 over 14. So x will be equals to shift sine 45 times sine of 75 over 14. That will give you x. Also I want to get y, which is, let me write complete, y over sine 60 is equals to 14 over, sorry guys, there is a mistake, I did it here. I wanted to find the side. Actually, I got so tired. X sine 45 is equals to y over, not y over, 14 over sine 75. So x is equal to 14 times sine 45 over sine 75. Same thing as y over sine 60 over 14 over sine 75. Send it to the other side. You get y is equal to 14 times sine 60 over sine 75. Then we can add them together. Wow, wow, wow. So AD side is 14 sine 35 plus adjacent is 14 cosine 35 plus 14 sine 45 over sine of 75 plus 14 times sine 60 over sine of 75. So whatever the answer comes, you will put it here. Question number 9. A from B bearing, A from B. So if you look at the figure, 110, this is the bearing of B from A. So this is telling you bearing of B from A is given 110. So A from B is very easy, which he's asking you here. So 110 plus 180, 110 plus 180 gives you 290. Angle BAC, BAC, this angle is required. Since the angle is provided to us, this I can write this angle because they are supplementary. So 180 minus 110, the same side parallel angles, they are supplementary. This is 70 degrees. Can I get this angle? 360 minus 70 plus 280, it gives you 10 degrees. Now, since we have the pair, we can easily find B BAC angle. We want this angle BAC. But BAC cannot be found directly. We first need to find Y. Okay, so sine Y over 50 is equal to sine 10 over 38. So Y will be equals to shift sine 50 times sine of 10 divided by 38. So I get Y. 13.2. But this is not my answer. My Y is 13.2. I need to subtract Y and 10 from 180. So 180 minus 13.2 plus 10. I get answer 156.8. The road built from A to join the road BC, direct A to BC, A to BC, A to BC. Yes. So I want the height. I have just found Y, which was calculated. I use SOHCAHTOA to get height. So hypotenuse is given to me, and I want to find the height. So I will write sine of, so the shortest distance is height, sine of the angle I found as Y was 13.2 degrees times the hypotenuse, which is 38. So 38 times sine of 13.2, it gives me 8.68 kilometers. Thank you guys. So this sheet on trigonometry is finished.